Hello everyone, welcome back again to our summary video of chapter number 13, direct and inverse proportions. So in this chapter we have learned only two topics, that is direct proportion and inverse proportions, which we can call as a indirect proportion also. So direct proportions means the variable are in divide that should be constant, and inverse proportion means the multiplications of the product of the variable should be constant. Let us check the chapter once again. Now first definitions of this chapter, direct proportion. Look at the chart here. Let the price of one book is 25 rupees. Then if I increase the number of books from 1 to 2, then I have to pay more amount, right? That will be rupees 50. So similarly, if I want to buy 5 books, then I have to pay rupees 125. And if I want to buy 10, 20 or 50 number of books respectively, I have to pay more money. It will be like 250 or 500 or 1250 rupees according to the number of books. So what we can see here, if the number of books is X and the price of books is Y, then the variable Y will be increased depend on the variable X, which is the number of books. That means from these examples, one more thing we can write here. Look at here. 1 by 25 is equal to 2 by 50 is equal to 5 by 125, and so on up to 50 by 1250. So all the ratios will be same. What is that? 1 by 25, which we can take as K. Now come to the general definitions of this direct proportion. The price of books Y increases if the number of books X increases. So Y increases when X increases in such a way that the ratio, this is the important term here, that the ratio of X and Y, the ratio of X by Y is equal to constant. Therefore, X and Y are in direct proportion, means X by Y is equal to K. That implies X is equal to KY. By the cross multiplications we will get this. And we can write one more statement here. From this examples, X1 by Y1 is equal to X2 by Y2 is equal to X3 by Y3 up to Xn by Yn is equal to the constant K. That means how many you can take the variable X and Y, but all the ratios will be constant, that is K. Come to the example of direct proportion. An electric pole 14 meters high casts a shadow of 10 meters. Find the height of a tree which casts shadow of 15 meters under the same situation. Let us start the sum. So height of the object, suppose as X variable, and length of shadow is our variable Y. So when Y is 10, that time your X is equal to 14. So when the value of Y is equal to 15, we need to find out the value of X. We can see here, if we increase the height of the things, that then depending on that the shadow will be increased or decreased, means the Y will increase depend on the increasing of X. So this is the direct proportion That is, we can write x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. There are two different methods to solve this problem. We will see both the method. So, first method, we have 14 by 10, where our 14 means x1 and 10 means y1 and x means x2, which we need to find out, and 15 means y2. So, after putting the value 14 by 10 is equal to x by 15, just using your concept of linear equations, you will get x is equal to 14 into 15 by 10, which gives you the value 21. Now, come to the second method of this. We can write this x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2, x1 by x2 is equal to y1 by y2. So, x1 is to x2 is equal to y1 is to y2, or x1 value we know as a 14. So, after putting the value of all known, 14 is to x is equal to 10 is to 15. So, here we can write, after taking it as a fraction and using the linear equation concept, we can write this line 10 into x is equal to 14 into 15. So, x is equal to 14 into 15 by 10, which gives you the value 21. So, hence the height of tree is 21 meter. So, next topic is inverse proportion. Suppose the total number of chocolates are 20. Now, check the table here. Number of students denoted by x and the number of chocolates each student got denoted by y. So, if there is only one student, then he or she will get all the 20 chocolates out of 20, right? If I am increasing the number of students from 1 to 5, then the 20 chocolate I have to divide between the 5 students and each student will get only the 4 chocolates. Similarly, if the number of student 10, then each students will get 2 chocolate, and if the number of student are 20, then everyone will get 1 chocolate. Thus, we can see here the variable y will decrease when the variable is x is increasing, and y will increase when the x will decrease. That means the variable x and y are not going according to the direct inverse, it is going opposite of the direct inverse, which we called inverse proportions and or we called indirect proportion. Thus, y decreases when x increases. That means x and y are acting with each other opposite to the direct proportions, which we called inverse proportions or indirect proportions. Let us check the definitions of inverse proportions now. Y decreases when x increases in such a way that the product of x and y is equal to constant. Just recall direct inverse, we have learned the ratio of x and y. Here we are getting the product of x and y is equal to constant. According to the examples, it will be 20. So, we can say that x and y are in inverse proportion if x y is equal to k, or we can write x is equal to k by y also. Here from the examples we can see the multiplications of 1 and 20 is equal to the multiplications of 5 and 4 is equal to the product of 10 and 2 is equal to the product of 20 and 1. It should be 20 as our constant k. So, x and y are in inverse proportion, means x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2 is equal to up to x and yn, that should be constant k. Now, let us take one examples of this concept. Come to the example of inverse proportion. There are 100 students in a hostel and food provisions for them for 20 days. Now, 25 new students came to the hostel, then we have to find out the how long this food will carry for the total number of student. So, the solutions of this sum, let us check that. Number of students denoted by x and the number of days denoted by y. So, here x, if the x is equal to 100, then y should be 20. If x is equal to 100 plus 25, that is 125, then how much y? We need to find out. We can see that if we add, if the new students came to the hostel, then the food provision should be decreased, right. So, it is going according to the inverse proportion. Thus, this is inverse proportion sum. So, as we know from the definitions of inverse proportions that x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2, we can write. Similar to the direct proportions, there also are two method to complete this sum. We will check both the method. First method, it is 100 into 20 is equal to 125 into y by putting the value of x1 y1 and x2 y2. So, y using the linear equation concept, we will write y is equal to 100 into 20 by 125, which gives you the value 16. Now, come to the second method of this sum. From here, we can write x1 by x2 is equal to y2 by y1. Need to check here properly. Here we are writing y2 by y1. In direct inverse, we have written y1 by y2. So, be careful here. After putting the value, we can write 100 is to 125 is equal to y is to 20. So, y is equal to 100 into 20 by 125, which gives you the value 16 again. So, hence the provision will last for 16 days more. So, dear students, already we have completed this chapter in our online sessions and we have done varieties of activities in the class also. So, please practice the chapter properly, stay safe and keep learning.